Hi, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful Halloween. I just got back from doing some trick or treating with the friends like I spoke about earlier. So, went out trick or treating with their kids, and it was a lot of fun. And I've got some reacting to do, don't I? Now, there's a lot of foodie beauty content that I have to catch up on, but I wanted to make this very brief video speaking about Candy, Hungry Fat Chick. As you guys know, I've reacted to some of her videos, and I was basically offline. I did not have a computer where I could react from. I just had my phone, but I was keeping an eye on everything going on with Candy, and I was quite shocked and surprised when she went from doing the healthy eating and she was losing weight and she was doing really, really, really well to I opened up my phone and she was doing mukbangs again. And I don't know what happened. Did something happen? So I looked in the comments and I saw that something about a 5-pound weight loss. And then she reacted to herself doing the mukbangs. I don't know if that was a trigger, but she has gone back to mukbangs. And a lot of people are saying, and maybe even Candy herself was saying, that a lot of it has to do with making money. The videos where she does her fast food mukbangs gets her a lot of money, and the healthy eating maybe not so much money. But I saw her going back into the mukbang thing, and I'm like, that is just so incredibly sad because she was doing really, really well. She was doing the healthy eating, she was losing weight, and then she decided to backslide a bit and do the unhealthy mukbangs again. And as someone that I've dealt with food problems in the past and I'm now in recovery, I'm sad for Candy. I'm really sad because just I understand that this is her content that she makes money off of, but some things are worth more than money, much more. And health is priority. And when you have something and you've got a problem with food, it's really easy to backslide. And it's especially easy when your content is food. So she's back to the unhealthy mukbangs. And I'm not going to sit here and yell and scream about her life choices because they are her life choices, whether they are good or bad, they are for her. But it does make me sad. And a lot of people in her comment sections, they're not happy with what she's doing. So let's go over here to the one mukbang that I pulled up from 10 days ago. This was still in the period when I was moving. And there were people in the comments. So this person saying, relax with Renee says, if you guys really believe that this binge stems from a 5-pound weight gain and a stolen package, you don't know Candy. She stated several times that her income has decreased significantly since quitting mukbangs. Once she started reacting to her whole food videos, it was obvious to some that she missed the food, views, clicks, and coins. I believe Candy wants to lose weight only without having to give up the money and the food. So I'm not in Candy's pocket. I don't know what she needs as far as uh, necessary income. I don't know what she needs to live, how much she needs to pay her rent and her bills. But maybe there might be some ways where she can do the healthy eating and not have to worry so much about the income. Maybe there might be some programs that could help her. I don't know, but there's got to be a way where she can eat healthy and not be so worried about, I have to do these mukbangs, I have to do the unhealthy eating. I saw a lot of comments from people saying that they were unsubscribing from Candy, that they just could not watch her do this to herself. Let's see. the sad part is that there were some people in the comments that were happy about her getting back into the mukbangs, and I'm one of those people. I can't be happy for her. I can't be happy. Only the feeders are going to be happy that she's back with doing the mukbangs. And I'm just going to say it. I'm going to speak my thoughts right now. Somebody getting into Candy's comments and saying, "We're so happy you're doing the mukbangs," is the equivalent in my mind of somebody walking up to somebody who's got, say, an addiction for some illegal drug and saying, "I'm so glad that you are, getting back into that habit." Whether it's an illegal drug or it's food, it's still a drug to that person. And it's still addictive and it's still damaging and it can take their life. So why cheer that on? I understand that there are some people that have the feeder fetish, but the interesting part about the feeder fetish is that they would never do to themselves what they want other people to do to themselves. So isn't that interesting? Let's see. See, here's another comment from Adelaide saying she's back to really eating with a gusto. And so why is this a good thing? She was in a very unhealthy state to the point where she went on a health journey, and now people are cheering her on for going back to the fast food, which is what led her to having medical issues. So people are going to cheer that on. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I won't do that. I will support someone who's got a problem with something, getting a recovery and seeking out help and therapy. But I'm not going to cheer on somebody who has addiction for something and it makes them ill, it makes them unhealthy, and they're getting back into it. I just can't do that. I'm sorry. Support the person, but not the habit. So a lot of people's hearts are broken, because a lot of people were really getting into her channel and getting into her content, but it's not so much about not liking Candy. It's about just not liking what she's doing to herself and how it affects her. She's a sweet person. Candy's a very sweet person. And it's just making a lot of people sad that, like, that's whatever happened, whatever the trigger was or triggers, that she's back on the same path that led her to be extremely ill. Here's an interesting comment from somebody. Crazy Kids 9744 says, "Found out a few weeks ago I have lupus. I am so sorry you found that out and you have that, Crazy Kids. I have no choice but to lose some of this weight and get my inflammation down. I want to live. Nothing in this world replaces your health." Yeah, health is wealth. Health is absolute wealth. I mean, you got to have your health, and you got to put that as a priority. And whatever you have to do to hang on to it and make it better, that's what you have to do. Let's see. See how this person, Nathan, says, "I won't judge. I just really thought you'd made a breakthrough. Stay strong in all things you face, Candy. You're a very kind soul, and I hope if this really is what you feel you have to do to make a living, just be careful. Continue your weight loss journey behind the scenes. If you feel it's hurting your brand, just don't give up on yourself. Much love." So people are still supporting Candy, but it's just, like, what do you say to something like this? What do you say? It's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. Like, if you have a problem with food and you make food your content on YouTube, and if then you suddenly build a channel off of it and you start to make money off of it. So you got a problem with food, but yet it's your content. It's a very slippery slope, and it can really go sideways, and it did go sideways for her. So how is she going to get healthy at the same time that she's consuming food that is unhealthy for her, and she's consuming a lot of calories, because fast food is just a lot of empty calories? How do you balance that out? Answer: there is no way to balance it out. If you're sitting down for a meal and you're eating 2 or 3 thousand calories in one sitting. And just for context, I'm 5'4". My entire calorie intake for the day should be between about 1,200, 1,800 calories. So I don't know Candy's height, but if she is sedentary, which she is, and she's eating, let's just say 3,000 calories in one sitting, she's eating twice the number of calories that I would eat within a 2-day period. And she's not burning off the calories at all. She's not exercising. So it's just going to lead to more weight gain and more problems. And that's the stressful part about it. Let's see. A lot of people are saying to her, please don't give up. Please don't give up. You know, this is not me being a negative Nancy, but I think that she has given up. That's my honest opinion. I think she has given up. I think that's very apparent. She's, like I said, I am not in Candy's pocket. I don't know what she makes, what she doesn't make. I don't know what her expenses are, what needs to be covered, what's necessary, what's not necessary. But there's got to be a way to be able to balance out whatever income she's getting and being able to live and eat healthy. There has to be a way or ways to do that. Like this catering to the feeders is just not a good idea. You're putting yourself on a very unhealthy, toxic hamster wheel. And at some point, you have to get off. And if you go too far, then you might be forced off the hamster wheel in a way you don't like. This comment right here, I love this. Ashy Ivy says the feeders can't help you once you end up in the hospital. Absolutely true. These people that are the feeders that are urging Candy on to eat this food, these people that are watching her just to eat the fast food, are any of them going to be in the hospital with Candy holding her hand if something happens to her? Are they going to be apologizing for encouraging this behavior? No. You know what they're going to do? They're going to go on YouTube. They're going to find somebody else doing mukbangs and move it along. Even if you have a popular channel, you've got to realize that people with certain fetishes, they don't love you. They love what you do for them. And if you stop doing what they like you doing, they'll move on. It's not about you. It's about what you do for them. You're serving a purpose to them. E. Wanker says, I guess this means you gave up. This is so disappointing. I get being frustrated when the scale doesn't move. At the end of the day, you have to want this for yourself. And if you don't love yourself enough to think you are worth the fight, there is nothing any one of us can do to help. Nope. And again, that's the sad thing. It's her life. It's her body. She can do what she wants with it, whether it's good or bad or in between. Nobody can force her to do anything. We're all just praying that she makes the right decisions and that those decisions are healthy for her. And she has got to want this for herself. And I hope that she does find the love within herself to love herself enough to find a way to get on that healthy path and get the under control, and get back on the path where she was getting those results. I mean, she's proved that she can do it. She was losing weight. She was feeling better. She was certainly looking better on camera. So like losing 5 pounds, and losing a little bit of income off YouTube, just momentary setbacks. If she had stayed on the path that she was on, she could have built up a whole new audience of people that were not there to just sit and watch her eat the fast food. She could have rebuild her audience and just have nothing but people that are encouraging her to do better for herself. And the bonus was she would have been getting healthier and re-rented herself to where she's a healthy person versus catering to the feeders so much. Marcia says, you are shoveling this in like there's no tomorrow. My heart is so heavy. Yeah, A lot of people are echoing that sentiment. I mean, I feel that way. As someone that I had a problem with food, when I saw her doing mukbangs again, I'm like, really? Uh, I she's a sweet person, is Candy. She's very sweet. And it's so sad that she's on the path again. I don't know what happened. I don't know what all her triggers were. I don't know what caused this to happen. Was it the money on YouTube? Was it not losing 5 pounds in a week? Was it reacting to herself? I'm not exactly sure, but it's still really, really sad. I see a lot of people in these comments are saying the same thing. Uh, has did says embarrassing what money makes you do. We were rooting for you. Well, this is why if you have a problem with food, you don't build a channel around food, because it's a very slippery, dangerous slope that you're creating for yourself. You know, catering to the feeders is just so not worth it. And as I said, they would never do to themselves what they expect other people to do for them. If they have the food fetish, let them feed themselves if they're so into it. Why look for people on YouTube to be unhealthy for their benefit? Tio says, I know financial stress is hard, but losing your health is even worse, Candy. This is true. You have a computer and a great voice. You could do customer service or something else at home so that you don't have to go back to doing this. You know what? That's a good point. She has a computer and Candy has a very sweet voice. There's a lot of things she could do. I have a friend who is into voice acting, and you can just go to different sites and do voice acting. She's got a very pleasant voice. She could, read audiobooks and make money off of that. I mean, there's so many pathways here to making money that don't involve food. It's just a matter of finding something and working with it. Everybody's telling her, don't give up. Let's see. Go educate yourself says you're better than this. No amount of money is worth a shortened lifespan full of worsening health problems. Nope, not at all. You know you can do better. There are ways around the money problem without having to return to mukbang. So I hope that she finds those ways. I really do, because I was so in your corner, Candy. I was. And you're such a sweet person. I really hope that you find a way around the feeders, because they're so not doing you any favors. And they don't care about you as much as you think, girl. They care about what you can do for them. You're satisfying their fetish, but they don't care about you as a person. They would not be there for you if you went to the hospital. Like, why cater them so hard? Okay, so that's enough of that. You guys get the gist of the comments. And I've got some final thoughts. Because, I've reacted to Candy, but this will be my last time reacting to Candy. Just because the mukbangs, I was happy to react to her when she was on the health journey. I will support that all day long. I support her as a person, but I do not support the habit. And as I said, like, making food into your content on YouTube when you got a problem with food is a very slippery slope. And you're always going to slide backwards because the temptation is always there, and you're not going to be able to stop yourself at all. And, look at her now. She's doing mukbangs. How can you be on a health journey at the same time that you are indulging in fast food? There's just no possible way. There's no possible way, people. Trust me. You can't do one half of one thing and one half of the other. You got to be on track and stay on track. You can't be switching lanes. It just doesn't work like that. So this is my last react to Candy. I wish her well. I send her prayers. And I just feel sad for you, Candy. I really do. I get it. You got to make money on YouTube. But I hope that you can find a way around that toxic hamster wheel of catering to the feeders. Because as I said, and I'm just going to put it bluntly, they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you as a person. Obviously, they don't. If they're watching you do these mukbangs and you're having trouble breathing and you're having trouble moving and they see that you're depressed and yet they encourage you to eat, how do they care about you as a person? If one person cares about another, if they really care, the person who cares about you will want the best for you. And they will say, you know what? I want you to be healthy. I want you to be happy. Do what you need to do to put yourself in that place. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about what I want. But feeders don't think like that. They think selfishly. They want what they want, even if it means it's at the expense of your life and your health. So I wish you well, Candy, but I won't be reacting to you anymore. I just can't. It's enough with Foodie Beauty. But I do wish you well, ma'am. So thank you guys for watching. And please have a great Halloween. Bye now.